Imagine a doll so terrifying that even looking at its picture could bring you nightmares. A doll that whispers in the night, moves on its own, and curses those who dare to disrespect it. Annabelle? No, this one is far worse. This is Robert the doll, real, haunted, and more sinister than you can ever imagine. People who mocked him have suffered unexplainable tragedies. Some begged for forgiveness. Others weren't so lucky. And the scariest part, he's still out there, watching, waiting, ready to choose his next victim. Would you dare hear his story? But be warned, once you do, there's no turning back. It all started in Key West, Florida, in the early 1900s. A little boy named Robert Eugene Otto, people called him Gene, was given a doll, about 3 feet tall, dressed in an old sailor suit. The doll wasn't just any gift, it was cursed. The servant who gave it to Gene had been fired under mysterious circumstances, and before she left, she ensured Robert would never be a mere plaything. Strange things started happening. Gene's parents heard whispers, laughter, footsteps, when no one was there. Objects moved on their own. Neighbors swore they saw the doll at the windows, watching, even when no one was home. One night, Gene's mother found his room in chaos, furniture overturned, and her son trembling in the corner. "It was Robert," he whispered. "Robert did it." At first, his parents dismissed it as imagination, but then things got worse. Doors slammed shut, heavy footsteps echoed through empty hallways, and chilling giggles filled the night. Gene would wake up screaming, and his parents would find Robert sitting at the foot of his bed, staring. As Gene grew older, Robert stayed with him. Even when Gene married, he refused to part with the doll, giving it its own room. His wife was terrified of it. Guests who mocked Robert suffered accidents. Some had nightmares for weeks. Those who took photos without permission reported their cameras malfunctioning, or worse, experiencing bizarre misfortunes afterward. People reported feeling a strange presence, like unseen eyes watching them, an energy in the air thick with menace. Gene began fearing Robert. He heard footsteps pacing in the attic, shadows shifting when he wasn't looking. The air in the house grew thick, suffocating. Then, one night, Gene died in the same home where Robert had always been. His wife, horrified, abandoned the house, leaving Robert locked away. But Robert wasn't done. Years later, a new family moved in. A little girl found Robert in the attic. She loved him until the nightmares started. She woke up screaming, saying Robert moved, whispered to her. Her parents dismissed it, until they too experienced strange occurrences. The doll would appear in different rooms, whispers echoed in the darkness. Objects vanished, lights flickered. The final straw was when they found their daughter locked in her room, Robert sitting upright on her bed. Terrified, they donated Robert to the East Martello Museum, hoping to escape whatever haunted him. But Robert still isn't at peace. Even behind glass, he continues his tricks. Visitors must ask permission before taking a photo. Those who don't regret it. Letters flood the museum from people pleading for forgiveness after experiencing accidents, financial ruin, illness, blaming Robert. The museum displays these letters as a warning. Even the staff refuse to be alone with him. Lights flicker, laughter echoes in empty rooms. Some say Robert is just a doll. Others say he's something far worse, something that never truly rests. There have been reports of museum workers finding Robert in a different position than they left him. Some claim his expression subtly changes, as if he knows who's watching him. Would you dare visit him? Would you risk looking into his eyes, knowing he might be looking back at you? Because Robert doesn't forget. He never forgets. And if you mock him, if you disrespect him, if you take a picture without permission, you might just find out what he's truly capable of. But by then, it might already be too late.